Okay, you know what time it is. State of Decay 2, Endless Season, Episode 6. I'm writing the episode name, the number, on my whiteboard so I don't forget as easily. And I've got a few shoutouts today. First up is King Bulldog JR1, asked for a shoutout, and he will get it. Another one is for Neil McClay. I'd seen him a little bit, wasn't sure if he had fallen behind, but he's actually caught up, so welcome. Welcome to the Endless Season, and thank you for staying with us. Neil McClay's been with the Nightmare series basically the entire time, and finally a shout out to Shanti Bubna, guess that's how you'd pronounce it, and I want to shout out to the dog, who is also named Shoutout. Not sure if that's, pulling my leg, if the dog's name is actually Shoutout, or who knows? Maybe the dog's name actually is Shoutout. So shout out the dog, I guess, or something like that. Anyways, the channel news. The computers episode has been composited completely, meaning that it actually plays from start to end with all of the video images where they should be. All I got to do is watch it again to make sure it flows correctly, make sure there's no errors, and then it goes through special effects. And then I do that one more time. I go through it to make sure there's no errors. And then it's done. And then it is done. So I'm almost done with computers. Got a little further to go. Put them on guard duty. Who are we gonna play as? We could technically play as a new character. Let's play as you, since you're probably more likely to not get kicked out. You don't have any name. Well, neither of these characters will well, the chick with gardening is probably going to get kicked out at some point in time, since I don't think I need two gardeners unless I want to set up a farm with medicine in order to make bulk plague cures. Let's gear up. Let's see if there's any things that need to be activated at the base. And the answer appears to be no. Okay, so we've got... Let's double check. Yeah, we've got 5 community members. We only need one more person, and then we can actually move into another base. So whose community do we want to shut down? We need to level them up and see what they give us. And we need some supplies. We need materials, and a little ammo wouldn't hurt. Let's check our map. Oh wait, what kind of backpack do you? You're not using a very good one.
We could really use your help with this shit right now.
Oh, the stolen meds quest.
Every scrap of medicine we had. How are we supposed to put up with this bullshit?
I'm right on it. What this town needs is law and order. We can't stand by and watch bullshit like this happen.
Food for materials, something... All these quests that I have absolutely no interest in doing. Well, this is where we're probably gonna... Well, actually, no, look at that. All the buildings are ghosted. That means I already hit that area. So I should probably hit this area. Fuel, there's some materials. Looks like a bunch of these garages have materials. All these plague hearts are here, though. Maybe I should clear those plague hearts. I don't want to do that at nighttime, though. Apparently, Ladislaw disagrees. Must be some closer by stuff. Like, I don't feel like driving all the way all over the damn place. Feels like this area is already kind of drying up on resources. Like, what is up with this? Look at this. Where's all the stuff at? There's some ammo. Okay, this area looks decent. So what I'm looking for is a new quest pop for... What is their name? The Happy Campers. Engine isn't sounding too good on this. So yesterday...
Anyone free over there? We could use some help.
Oh, so the Happy Campers just had a quest pop. Okay, they want plague samples. Oh, what do you know? The engine is breaking down. Probably got to fight those ferals. It's on the way back. They might... Yeah, we're gonna have to fight them. Looks like it's a trio of them, too. See if we can... Oh man, they're right on my tail. Let's see if we can get this weapon out real quick. Oh my gosh, get off of me.
So fast.
And of course we got like a million guys shooting, and not a single person can actually hit. Now it goes in Nightmare, or you know, it just goes in general. It's not even Nightmare Zone, it's just... Oh god, should not have shot that close. He's behind me, apparently. Not dead yet. Oh my gosh, why don't you die? Man, that feral had a ton of health. Well, this character is decently banged up. So back into the... Let's reload first. So back in you go. High-end Eskrima stick, I see. Oh, got the citizen, so her bonus is going to be a little extra morale. That isn't too bad. Not, like, outstanding, but it's also not terrible. We'll abandon that quest. That's fine. I don't really care about that quest, especially at nighttime. I'm not interested in dealing with enemy humans at night. In fact, right now, I just don't want to do a lot of quests. I'm trying to, like, get something done. Like we're out of the good painkillers, so we're stuck using the crappy ones. Let's go ahead and make some snacks. And let's equip a decent, halfway decent weapon. Freedom Ringer, good enough. And equip a better backpack. Right off the bat, getting kind of hemmed in. So this character does not have a whole lot of hit points, so she is definitely vulnerable to a sudden attack. Makes me wonder if I should bring the... Oh well, good thing I came back anyways, because I'm gonna need 3 of these. Makes me wonder if I should bring this just in case, as just a get out of jail free card. I think I will just hang on to it in the event I need it. As we learned from the lesson of, I still can't remember her name, the ninja chick girl. It's too close, I'll need to back up a little bit. I never noticed it as the tiger on the hood. It's got that, what's the word for it? I think there's a better word than decal, but... Interesting. I never noticed that until just now. I never used this vehicle. Anyway, so as I was saying, so last night... Oh my gosh. Man, it's like, every time I open my mouth, it's like, something's gotta happen. Let's just deal with it since we're right here anyways.
We're not letting
bonked
any
my
of those monsters inside.
headset.
Do you hear me?
Or my microphone. Should be a minor siege. It is. Maybe we can get a point or two in fighting. She definitely needs to level up her fighting to get that expanded hit points.
Positions, people, we're under attack here.
Yeah, let's activate the quest just so that we can see the conditions. Oh, don't jump, stomp them.
Just get so fancy waiting for another attack.
I was a little early of the computer. Oh my gosh, like obey me. When I say stomp them, jeez. We've got to wrestle with the controls right now. Here's another point in fighting.
It's over. Let's fix any damage right away.
Okay, she made it to recruit, which still doesn't tell us what her skill is. Let's see our weapon condition, that's fine. Okay, we're good. Seriously, it annoys me. Happy Campers, Plague Sampler. They want some plague samples. Why don't they just tell you the number? The only reason I know it's 3 is because I've done the quest multiple times. Why don't they just tell you that they want 3 plague samples? It's, I don't understand, because it would just save you from an additional trip, and why wouldn't they, if they're gonna radio for you for help, why wouldn't they just radio you the amount of plague samples they want? Am I going the right way? Yeah, I had the wrong... I am in the right direction, but I had the wrong waypoint. Oh, we might get stuck. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. The rocks were no match for the truck. Run around in a circle and they won't be able to get to me. Anyway, so I was saying, last night I went to bed an hour early and that helped a ton. Like, I had plenty of energy today. In a much better mood. Though I am recording really late today. It's like midnight right now. Let's see what they have to sell.
Take care. Seriously.
Would you like to trade?
Might as well.
We'll take this. We'll take this. Let's make sure we stay under our limit, though. We'll take this.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's it. Now I'm going to see which of the skills do we want. This one has gardening.
Thank you.
This one is blank. Oh, there's a guy somewhere. Probably gonna take that blank skill. Where's the third character at? Maybe in the front of the house? Oh, here he is.
You look well.
2 gardeners, so let's take the care with the blank
buddy.
skill.
I almost missed you.
You.
Hey.
Take care now.
Spreading the word, gaining influence. We don't need that. I'd rather have the other communities stay active because they're giving us food.
We'd really like someone with your talents in our community.
There we go. We'll recruit her. Okay, let's head back home. We'll review our status. And then we can actually move to a new base. Screamer's gotta scream. Not that it matters at that location, though. The cats are currently being silly. They must see something that they're trying to catch. You cats better not be noisy and interrupt my recording.
Well, it may not be everything we need, but it's something, right?
Okay, now we can crouch and see what's going on. Where's our new community member? Trinity. She's gonna be a builder. Wow. Couch potato. Minus 66% cardio EXP rate, annoys irritable members, -1 labor, minus 50% standing rewards. Grew up poor, lived in squalor. Annoys irritable community members. This character is bad. Character is bad. We're definitely going to kick her out as soon as we move into the new base, which is exactly what I plan to do. Let's go over to the base, then we will be bankrupt on influence, but can't have everything, at least not yet. Then we're pretty much going to kick her out. Well, I might keep her for a little bit. Actually, no, she's not even good for labor. She gets the -1 labor, so it's pretty much no different than having 5 characters. So we just need her to move into the base, then we will kick her out. Let's not drive it completely full speed. Help us avoid unfortunate incidents with bloaters, hopefully.
I should be careful of plague zombies around here.
Missed my turn slightly. There we go, get that off of us. Kinda wished it would jump on the hood and... Ugh, there's 3 ferals here. It's always something with this game. It's always something. Always something. I really don't want to use the firecracker launcher on them because it makes a ton of noise and it's going to draw a bunch of zombies. So I need to find a quiet area. Like, basically, I need daylight in order, because I need to basically sneak up and snipe those with a long-range crossbow. So we're actually going to go back to base. I need to check my inventory to make sure I have a long-range crossbow. The game is like heckling me right now. Not too directly, aside from those bloaters. Let's go ahead and get rid of those bloaters over there. Not the bloaters, but the ferals that invaded my house. Oh, whoa, where did my aim go?
Bloater alert!
Okay. Can't see. I thought a few blind shots would nail him. There's another one. I'll tell you, someone sounds really close by. Being inconvenienced by a combination of ferals and nighttime right now. Alright, so do we have a long-range crossbow? Yes, we do. We do have a hunting crossbow, and we've got plenty of bolts to support it. I don't want to do it at nighttime, though, so I was hoping to move into the base today, but looks like that's actually going to get put off. Since this character, I don't even want to level her up. I don't even want to use this character, because we're just going to kick her out. Let's return her back to a ordinary... Let's not even give her a backpack. She doesn't even need a backpack. Leave her with one. Give her some gun to use. I'm not even going to give her a melee weapon. He's a reliable character for now. Like, I don't... The game is getting a bit aggressive. I don't want to send a fresh character out at night. Okay, machete looks good. We definitely need a lot of materials, though, because building up the base is going to be a pain. All this fuel we've got. Got a lot of fuel and a lot of meds, but surprisingly, we need everything else. Need to refuel. Somewhat annoyed at the inconveniences at the moment. Not super annoyed, but kind of mentally grumbling about it. Let's add another fuel tank in. Then we can throw one of these in. Wow, we're slightly over, actually. Pull another one of these out. And then transfer it over. Actually, we can just throw it back inside the base. Okay. So basically, we just need to burn some time until daytime. Then we can actually, like, get some stuff done. Screamer, let's squish him real quick. Okay, much quieter over here. I think that's one of the keys about Nightmare Zone, is to not be stubborn about the spawns. You know, if the zombies want an area really bad, you know, fine, they can have it. It's not a big deal. I can come back for it at a later point in time. Like, I'm not going to use brute force when it isn't needed.
Might be useful. Emphasis on might.
Might as well loot this while we're here. We're not at 25 food, so
Boring.
could still be useful. I'm wondering if this particular area is just low on materials. Like, sometimes I feel like a map has kind of a theme, like it's abundant in one resource and it's scarce in another. I'm wondering if this area is just kind of scarce on materials, because I feel like they're not being very generous with or not even generous, but they're not even being, like, on the average side with materials. At least that's kind of my feel of it.
Our storage is limited. When we ignore that, we lose valuable supplies. Good news, though. I turned some of the broken stuff into useful gear.
Oh, that was pretty good. He did -3 fuel for 6 fuel bombs. What is the normal cost of fuel bombs? Wow, so that was actually more efficient. We lost 3 random fuel, and he made 6 fuel bombs, and normally it would cost 4 plus some extra stuff. So that was actually... I wonder if they forgot to tune that? Like, is that something they overlooked? Because I think that's the normal cost. The standard zone cost. Don't tell Undead Labs, though. That's definitely a nice little benefit. This area is always really congested in zombies, which is why I'm going quiet. And I'm not driving the car all over the place. So based on prior knowledge of this area always being, like, really annoying with the quantity of zombies, we are gonna just assume it's gonna be the same. Like, no reason to think that today will be special.
Why do I think this one would be any different?
Looks like actually it might be becoming daytime. Doesn't feel like the night lasted that long. How many minutes are we? 26 minutes in? I feel like the night didn't last very long. So one of the questions I was asked in the comments section was, what do I think State of Decay needs? And... okay, we got a wandering horde coming in. So what I'm gonna do is just shoot one of them. And that will cause them to investigate the death of that one. Shoot one more of them. That will once again cause them to investigate. Instead of patrol closer to the car. And let's get away from them. Materials. Actually, since it's becoming day, let's head back and prepare to remove those ferals so that we can move into the base. So what does State of Decay need? It needs to be harder, but not in the Nightmare Zone sense. Like, it doesn't need to be harder as in more zombies, more, like, feral hordes, like, more. It doesn't need more damage. What it needs now is, like, new rules and new mechanics. Because, like, every one of the DLCs they add is always more weapons, more features, basically more tools. But, like, tools are worthless without problems to use them on. And so what we need... oh my god. This game with its controls right now. So what we need is more problems. And I think one of the most disappointing things about State of Decay 2 is that they didn't add any new zombies, because I don't really count the Blood Plague zombies as a new zombie type. They're like a variation of an existing zombie, but for the most part, you don't really fight Blood Plague zombies any differently. Let's also get the firecrackers, just the pyro launcher, just in case. Kind of that get you out of jail weapon. But, you know, you don't really fight them any differently. Like, if you think of a game like, I don't know if you've played Halo, but in Halo, there's these different enemy factions. You got the Covenant, which are your main enemy, but then you've got the Flood, which are, like, your space zombies, and when you fight the Flood versus when you fight the Covenant, you use completely different strategies. Like, the weapons that are really good against the Covenant, they tend to be not particularly good against the Flood, and the weapons that tend to not be good against the Flood are really good against the Covenant. A good example are shotguns. Shotguns, I mean, sure, they'll kill the Covenant, but normally you don't want to get that close to them because they'll just focus fire you down and you'll get shot up. But the Flood, they're constantly getting into melee combat with you, so suddenly the shotgun is extremely valuable. And that's what I mean by enemies that cause you to play the game differently. They cause you to use different strategies. And that's what we need. We need some additional zombies that fight differently. Zombies that cause us to use different weapons. Like, maybe they need to make a way to make guns more valuable, because honestly, guns kind of suck. Like, once you have a crossbow, like, guns are practically obsolete. Like, crossbows Like, I keep getting asked, like, why don't I use guns? Why don't I use guns? Why don't I use guns? Normally I'm polite and I give you, like, the reasons. They're good reasons, too. Like, guns, even silent, still make noise. Guns are more expensive. You have to spend materials to repair them, and the ammo is more expensive. Materials are typically more plentiful than ammo. And then on top of that, you can recycle the arrows, but, you know, if I'm being a little more obnoxious about it, it's just the fact that crossbows are just better than guns. Or at least the Echo X3 is better than guns. Like, when you have the Echo X3, there's only a few things that guns are going to do better, and that's... You can kill ferals more easily with a gun, because you can aim snap them. Also, it's just, you don't have to worry about aiming with the trajectory and whatnot. So, I mean, like, there are some reasons to use guns, but, you know, as you can see, I still work around the limitations of it, but otherwise, like, the advantages of crossbows are just so high that I don't want to use guns. That's just it right there. Like, I don't want to make more noise, I don't want to use more ammo, and the crossbows, they do the job just as well in most cases. And as a result, you know, maybe they need to do something to make guns more valuable, especially in Nightmare Zone.
A little elbow grease, and this could be home.
You know, what's funny is the guns that we wind up using are basically used for base defense, where the ammo is infinite. But otherwise, you know, like, I don't know, I have no interest in using... Oh, wait, what am I doing? I remember that these are locked. Let's check the one in the back. Oh, they're both locked.
Maybe even having movie theaters again. Seriously.
One of the advantages of guns is that they don't require as much skill to use, so, like, you can get more instant results out of it, but once you get the hang of crossbows, it's really not a big deal.
It's locked. Figures. We ain't alone, of course.
It looks like I gotta clear this area out. This guy's,
We found a place that might have what we need.
Oh, it's a bunch of these guys.
I can't keep this up. Bring it, brainless.
Oh no, it's a... Is that a horde of armored zombies? That's always what I think when I hear... When I see armored zombies, it's
Why do I
like...
always find
Oh,
the ugly ones?
that screamer. How's that advertise, or that tweet that Undead Labs did? Like, oh no, not an armored zombie horde. That could be inconveniencing. What? I gained a skill in swordplay? Maybe it just decided to stop being broken? Looks like this window's already broken, so we can just climb through here. And we can move in. Now we can kick our slug-a-bed out of the party. Trinity. Go find her. Oh my gosh. Look at it, look at it running past 4 other people just to get me.
The decision's been made. You gotta go. So, how much did you enjoy saying that just now?
I enjoyed it a lot, actually.
I can't help speaking my mind.
I'm still here. I'm mad about it.
Well, we just kicked their ass, so you know, Mina, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Alright, time to start construction. Fortunately, we have this keg cooperage, which will speed things up a bit. Let's build the infirmary indoors. Looks like we can only build one thing at a time. What's causing so much noise? Man, we're going to be building really slowly as a result. Actually, we can't do that. We need to do this one first so that our other supplies don't fall apart on us. Morale is average, which is good, which means we're not getting a penalty. Let's get all of our... Okay, no, this vehicle... We'll move it to the front of the base.
My neck again.
It does feel nice to be back in SQUELONES. We're definitely gonna have to probably build the sniper tower. We need something to prevent the... We need to get the zombie threat level down a bit. Because we're gonna be like crippled. We have to build things like one at a time, which is a pain. Go kill that feral. This gate is just barely in the way. Oh man, I got him underneath the gate. Ah, we don't need the bolt. Let's head back.
Can do it.
The heck was that? Game is getting weird on me for the past few episodes. Of course, he wants to call for backup, and you can already see him in the background coming to investigate. One zombie screams. It's not even a screamer. Look at all this. Look at all this crap. Look at all that. Okay, let's get red talon thingy built. That one builds fast. Anyways, as I was saying, what the game needs now is new mechanics to oppose us rather than more tools. Like, we've got enough tools. What we need now are more kinds of zombies, more kinds of... I want to see more regular zombie variants. You know, maybe there can be, like, well, you know, they already made the armored zombies fire resistant. I was thinking, you know, maybe they could add, like, firefighter zombies in, basically, like, first responders that have been infected, so they've got, like, a fire suit on, and that was what would make them resistant to being set on fire. And you'd also, it's like, it'd be very hard to chop through it, so, you know, maybe they're resistant to slashing effects. Let's go grab that.
Project is done, folks.
Let's get the infirmary next. Yeah, infirmary. But yeah, they need to add more freaks in. They need to add, like I said, I would like to see, like, they apparently can't do weather, but I would like to see some kind of season. I want to see seasons. I also think they need to add some kind of, like, long-term goal. Like, some kind of goal that takes a very long time to obtain. Because, like, beating the game is really not much of an... I hate how they just swerve. Oh my god, look at all those guys in the background. Okay, they're gonna lose interest. Shoot one of them just to get them to become more interested in that area. Like, they need some kind of long-term goal to work towards. Like, if you think of, like, there are other survival-type games, like,
Starting a trend.
like Don't Starve. It just has so much more to do in it than State of Decay. There's so much to progress through. There are so many challenges to work towards. Whereas State of Decay, like, you basically reach the end game very rapidly. Another example is Oxygen Not Included, made by the same people who do Don't Starve, and it also has the same concept where it's very challenging, it's a very difficult game, it takes a very long time to become masterful at it, and then on top of that, there's always something to work towards. Like, it will take a very long time for you to really master the mechanics of it, and the way they do it is they make a type of game where you're never fully comfortable. Like, every time you think you've gotten the hang of the game, some kind of unexpected thing or an element that you weren't considering comes into play, and you're like, oh man, I didn't realize that. Oh, an example would be, you want to create an electrical grid in your base, so you make a coal power plant, and after many, many days of enjoying your coal power plant, you run into the problem that the heat that the coal power plant is creating is raising the overall temperature of your space station. And because you're in space, you know, the heat, it doesn't go away very easily. And now you're just kind of in this problem of like, well, how do I manage the heat in the base? And it becomes a very complicated issue of just trying to fix one issue after the other. And like I said, every time you think you've got it down, something else that you didn't consider pops up. And that's what games like State of Decay need. They need to be... There always needs to be some kind of problem that you don't know how to... that you need to learn how to resolve. Like, yes, State of Decay has kind of a difficult introductory period. Let's go destroy that. Like, learning how to play the game in the beginning is challenging, but once you learn the basics of how to play the game, like, State of Decay is really not that hard. Oh, wow. Those jugs are coming closer to us, so let's just cut the legs off these guys. And go somewhere else. Man, none of these garages have materials in them. Let's go park, and I actually need to look for a place to actually go to. Really?
Oh, goody.
5 hits? Game is, I mean, I guess we don't have maxed out lethality, but... Trade out our weapon. Oh, what weapon should we use? RTX Extermination Blade, that is perfectly reasonable to use. Let's call in something. Find resources. What do we need right now? Ammo? Ammo.
Time to call our neighbors and see if they know where we should look for goodies.
Okay, let's wait for our data.
We will handle the situation for you.
So, formal sounding. Oh, wait, this is... I didn't even realize this was... ready. Wasting a little time. All the way over there. Sure, why not?
Untitled island is actually making people feel safe again.
But that's what the game needs. It's like, we need kind of like a great project to work towards. Like, I have no idea what that would be, but I'm basically thinking of something like, not the same scale as like making like the Great Pyramids of Giza, but I'm talking about some kind of amazing project that would take over 100 days to complete. And when you build it, then you're actually leaving a real legacy behind. Because that's the whole theme of State of Decay 2 is like, you know, leave your legacy behind. Well, beating the game, it's not that impressive. It's like, oh my, what a legacy. But what if they had something that take hundreds of days to build, like just some type of like incredible project? And like the game tries to stop you from completing the project, or all these like problems emerge that you're trying to kind of like cultivate this thing to get done. It's just something that keeps you playing, something that you're looking forward. You're going to log into the game and you're like, oh, I can't wait to get back on my project. I got big plans for this place. Big plans. That's how it should feel. And that's how State of Decay feels in the beginning, especially in the learning phase, especially when you're unlocking all of the legacies. But once you, like I said, once you get the hang of the game, you kind of have to make your own objectives up, which is fine. Emergent gameplay is a great thing, but there needs to be something built into the game to work towards. And it can't be collecting items. Collecting items, like, this game is not about collecting things. Like, that's like that's not even a secondary goal, it's like a tertiary goal. Sure, I collect items, but that's because there's not a lot to do once you actually get the game on lockdown. So there needs to be something beyond just collecting things and just continuing to do more of the same. And there needs to be more pushback. Chemistry, that's useful. Okay, we got another building complete. Can I build this without... can we choose a leader yet? Yes, we can. Let's choose Eric as leader. Can we build this without going into... No, we can't. Stop, stop, stop. Instead, so we're going to have to wait for a siege to arrive. Let's build the garden. Let's build the garden right here. The reason I'm stressing out over it is because I might build this into a watchtower, and I'm thinking about what would be the best field of vision for it. It might be here, actually, because this is going to be the sniper tower, because this is the front of the base. It actually is relevant here as well. Like, if you build the sniper tower here, this building is going to block your line of sight, because the zombies primarily attack from here. But if I build a secondary watchtower here, the two might get in each other's way. I'm not sure. I can always tear it down and redesign it if necessary.
Looks clear to me.
I guess, you know, let's be a little pessimistic. Not super pessimistic, but, you know, let me talk about my concerns with the upcoming DLC, the new map. I'm concerned, you know, a lot of people are really hyped for the map. I'm concerned that the map could let people down, because what if the map is literally just another map? You know, you might think that that's, oh my god, like a new map, how exciting, but what if it's just an additional map? I mean, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna explore it, it won't take you that long. You're already decent at the game. It's not gonna take you long to crack the map. It's not gonna take that long to take a look at the bases.
Nothing more to find
And
here.
it won't, in other words, it won't take long for this new map to potentially just become no different than the existing three. What we need is the new map to add something really different. We need bases that have some really interesting facilities. Let's go ahead and upgrade. Like, if none of the bases have anything interesting happening in them, like, it's just more of the same facilities, like, that, I think that's going to be, like, hugely disappointing, because we don't need more of the same. We've already got 3 maps of the same. Like, I think this map needs to add in some new mechanics, too. Like I said, I want to see new zombies, at least one new type of zombie, but, of course, I think another thing everyone's expecting is some kind of a story.
I don't enjoy these quiet moments anymore.
Maybe this was the... yeah, I think this was the real location I was supposed to look for. But that's what I'm worried about, is if they don't add something that mechanistically makes the game different, if it's literally just...
Seriously? I'm on my way back.
If it's literally just more terrain and more buildings, more bases that are basically the same thing, then I think that the new map is going to be really disappointing, because people will figure the map out very quickly, and it won't really be that big of a deal to be like, oh my, you know, there's so much for the new map. Rest in pepperonis. Scout right here, while we're out here. So that's my concern. And I do think it has a chance of being that way. I do think so, because Daybreak was not a very impressive DLC. Out of all the DLCs they've done, Daybreak was definitely...
Maybe one day I could have myself a real family again.
It was misguided. I'll leave it at that. It was a misguided DLC. They added tons of weapons and whatnot. That was fine. But the goal of Daybreak was misguided. And so it's possible that, yeah, they could release another DLC that's misguided. Now, we'll hope that it's not that way. We'll hope that it winds up pulling its weight. I'll hope that. You'll probably hope that. Oh, that looks like it's actually a plague art, so let's not go there. Maybe we can reveal this. One of them. Like, what I've been thinking about is, what do I want from the new map? I want bases with some interesting facilities, something that differentiates them. I want more of a storyline. I want some actual characters. I would like to be able to get Marcus, for example, the kind of de facto main character of State of Decay 1. He isn't the main character, because he can actually die. But as long as he's alive, he functions as a de facto... Look at that, that screamer, or that just screams, so that means we're probably gonna have company. Unless there were no zombies nearby to hear it. Okay, it looks like we can scout. So I want to see some characters, you know, I want to see some actual story get laid down, even if it doesn't advance the narrative. Like, I just want some characters that are consistent. I would especially like to see Marcus come back. I want to see Ed come back. I hope Lily Ritter gets involved. Basically, I want to see the old cast come back. And I hope they have their old voice actors as well. I don't want to hear them without their... Are you joking? Where did those guys come from? Yeah, that's not good. Okay, we need to kind of get down from here. This might hurt us a little bit. Not too bad, though. Like, there was nothing in front of me. Like, I did not... There was nothing there when I drove in. Like, did the game literally just... Here, here's a Nightmare Zone difficulty. Here's a Plague Horde. We're just gonna generate them, you know? Let's just have a Plague Horde. How's this building coming? See, with our morale, we have, look at that. Morale affects, what's our building speed? Global build action, plus 50%, and then we have this keg cooperage, an extra 25%, so we're actually getting the base constructed pretty rapidly. The cooperage will not stay, though. We will remove it eventually.
Hi there. I'm calling because one of our network enclaves needs your help. We're in a bit of a hurry on this one.
Where is they need help? Right next to a play guard, really? I don't think I want to help you if you're right next to a play guard. Let's just return home. We're running out of time anyways. A good example of them changing up the game, though, was honestly Lifeline. If you didn't play State of Decay 1 Lifeline, that was a great DLC, because it was basically reverse State of Decay, because in State of Decay you start out really weak, and then you grow stronger over time by leveling up, by assembling a team of survivors with an array of skills that let you unlock awesome facilities. And so, you know, you start out weak and you get stronger, and the game pushes back against you. In Lifeline, it's the other way around. You actually start out basically at your strongest, because in Lifeline you're playing as the military, and you start out fully stockpiled. You know, you got like all this ammunition, plenty of support. Like the military basically drops off huge supply drops once a day for you. But as the zombie problem gets worse and worse day after day, they begin to kind of cut your supplies off. And so each day you can rely less on direct supply from the military, and you got to start scavenging more. So it's reverse State of Decay. You actually get weaker day after day after day. And the zombies, they get stronger and stronger and stronger until the point that they basically start to push you out of the area where it becomes too dangerous to operate. And that's what made it really interesting. It was very different. It also introduced a lot of ideas that they adopted into State of Decay 2. Like the idea of zombie sieges, for example. That's something that Lifeline introduced, and they carried it on over. So, pretty cool. Like, good to see that the evolution of the game. Yeah, I don't know where to sign up. We don't really have a designated area.
You mind helping us out real quick?
You know what? We'll just sign out in the middle of the base. How about with this nice mountain range in the back? Oh, there you go. Good, nice scenic mountain range in the back. So, 58 minutes, I guess, is a time to call it quits. I'm a little annoyed at this episode. You know, I wanted to accomplish a lot more, but it just felt like the zombies were... It felt like the game was basically, oh, time to bring out the BS. You know, better, like, let's just conveniently put things in your way. I'm like, okay, game. Okay, Gabe. You know, I know you're not generating these enemies randomly. But, anyways, we're still in the new base. Obviously, we got a lot to do. I can't... Like, our threat level is so high that it's really hard to construct things. We need to capture some more beds. I'm surprised our morale is as high as it is with... Like let's see our morale. Look at all these negatives there. We need beds. We need a watchtower. If we get beds and a watchtower, our morale should be in pretty decent shape. So... Oh, this is about to complete. Let's give it the 10 seconds for this to complete. But yeah, this episode annoyed me because the zombies are just conveniently getting in my way, and it doesn't feel like they're being randomly generated. It feels like the game is going out of its way to plant enemies near me, and I think that is kind of BS. Let's go ahead and install some mods. Can I get one more in?
I'm not one to turn people out.
Yes.
We really don't have enough space.
Let's just do 3 for now. Those will install... Well, they'll install by when we get back, but that's the end of this episode. Like this video, if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content, and of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.